Welcome to Life Study Library. I'm your host, Lye Yosh. I'm currently at a super humid area and it's draining me a lot, but here we are. Today we're going to talk about how children might become smarter through playing soccer. Like the previous video, I should have talked about sports-related psychology during the World Cup, but I guess my comeback to it is that now that we've thoroughly enjoyed watching other people do the sports for us, it's time for you to get up from the couch and hit the gym or the field like you were supposed to. If you were a couch potato long before the World Cup and has been wanting to become physically active but never really made into a habit, I have these videos from the channel I recommend you to watch so that you can scientifically make anything into a habit. A big picture theme of the videos is that while many people think these challenges require strong determination and motivation, the science side of habit building says that motivation and the emotional energy that comes out of you are too unreliable, and your habit building efforts are much better managed by making them into a system. The reason why this is better, according to scientific inquiry, is because you'll be able to do the activity and repeat the behavior every day without you even becoming consciously aware of it. In this channel, I'll explain these interesting, educational, and life-changing information about science and psychology using credible studies and research that are highly applicable to you. By watching this video and also the videos I recommend, you'll be able to directly apply what you learned into your own life and experience even further improvement. If that interests you, please make sure to support the channel by liking, subscribing, and also comment what I should talk about next, and share to others that this channel, this option, exists. And now let's get to the topic. So today's study was published on January of 2025 by researchers from the University of Michigan. The study analyzed data from the Adolescent Brain Cognitive Development Study, comprising a total of 9,898 legitimate participants who were all children aged between 9 and 10. It's another big study that sought to figure out what kind of qualities sports have that help children improve their cognitive function. The study grouped the participants into 3 groups and examined their core components of executive function. This is one of the mental cognitive processes that's essential when you want to bring yourself to a certain goal, which in the case of sports is usually to score a point and win. Some behavior examples that comprise executive functions are things like working memory, basically to think and strategize, cognitive flexibility, the ability to flexibly shift your cognition, so an athletic example might be suddenly and rapidly shifting from offense to defense, and inhibition, the ability to resist distractions or impulses and remain controlled in your behavior. And it's no surprise that these abilities apply to adults too, as some experts even claim these abilities to be the key elements in making a successful life. And if you or your children can hone these important skills during childhood through sports, that'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? To test these children, the researchers divided them into 3 groups that specifically did 3 different kinds of sports. Open skill sports, those that include rapid change in environment like soccer, basketball, football. Closed skill sports, those comprised of repetitive physical movements and a relatively stable environment like swimming, track and field, gymnastics. Non-sport activities that have a large amount of cognitive but little to no physical movements like music and chess. Here's a visual of the different measurements. The results showed that Open Skill Sports Group did better than the other 2 groups in improving a child's executive function. Specifically, Open Skill groups outperformed others in the following categories. List sorting working memory task, which measured working memory by making the sample sort items based on categories. And participants from the Open Skill Sports Group did best in this category. Flanker task, which is basically attention control, was also topped by Open Skill Group. Picture sequence memory task, which measured their levels of episodic memory, were topped by both open and closed. And finally, dimensional change card sort task, which measured cognitive flexibility, was also topped by Open Skill Group. Through this data, you can make the general conclusion that children who participated in open skill sports like soccer or basketball had a lead in cognitive development compared to children who did other types of sports. And this is pretty understandable because open skill sports have components like instantaneous decision making in a dynamic and unpredictable environment. And these healthy unpredictability is vital when trying to enhance your brain stimulation, cognitive reflex, or reaction speed. Another plausible but unsupported component is indirect team communication or strategizing. You've seen those soccer players in the World Cup games move to the precise location where their teammates with the ball can make a killer pass even though they themselves are surrounded by like 3 different players of the other team. I feel like this skill can be adapted in other areas of life and can have a positive impact in your cognitive abilities. I also think because sports are generally more enjoyable than, for example, studying, it can easily increase your motivation and can help you use your cognitive attention resource more effectively. If you've ever heard of the word flow, which you should have if you've been watching my videos, it's a really useful skill when tackling challenges or difficulties in other areas of life and is usually best experienced when playing sports. Of course, sports isn't the only thing that determines how smart you can become, as things like your parental education style or the levels of your school are other aspects that develop your brain, which the study did not cover. And the study itself is a cross-sectional study that only observes certain points in time, so I cannot claim that there is a causational relationship between sports and smarts. Even so, this study provided valuable knowledge that's also easily applicable in anyone's life. And I also think it's generally certain that there's some relationship between cognitive development and putting yourself in an uncertain environment. So I definitely recommend you all to participate in some kind of an open skill sports or any other physical activity with some amount of uncertainty or dynamic components in a safe environment. And now for today's video recommendations. Since we've briefly talked about the power of flow, I recommend you a video called What is Flow? Finding your ideal environment to concentrate and perform. Flow is a state where you become so concentrated in your activity that you lose your sense of time and yourself. You can often rather easily enter the state while playing sports and being physically active. And the good thing about the flow state is that it can be applied in other areas of your life unrelated to athletic activities. So you can use the flow state when studying for a test, or working on your project, or reading. And for many people, it's rather difficult to deliberately enter the flow state when you're doing something unenjoyable. I also discussed this issue in the video, so if you're interested, please go check it out. Another video you should watch after this one is called 22,811 people said this is the best mental health care. This video goes a little further and claims that since there are a lot of different mental care activities, including physical activities like meditation, breathing practices, mindfulness, well, why not do them together to potentially get an even greater result? It talks about what kinds of mental care activities are a good combo, and how you should start practicing the combined activity. There's also a lot of good in this video, so please definitely go check them out. For the recommended books, I give you A Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction Workbook by Bob Stahl. I don't remember if this exact book talked about this, but the benefits you can get by practicing mindfulness exercise can equate to that of antidepressants. Instead of relying on expensive pills, you can apply mindfulness exercise into your life so that you can not only escape or avoid depressive symptoms, but also gain more happiness or fulfillment in life. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to Life Study Library, comment your thoughts and any potential video topics in the future, and also share the video to others and let them know that this channel, this resource, exists. I've been Lye Yosh and you've been watching Life Study Library.